back to my channel. So today we are going to do a good old get ready with me. I don't have any plans for this one. Honestly, I wanted to just sit down and kind of do my makeup. It's about 9 o'clock at night on a Friday. I'm not doing anything, of course, because I'm that girl. I basically just don't have a life at the moment. But no, I just wanted to sit down and want to do my makeup. I just wiped off everything that I had for today, and I'm probably looking a little rough, a little tired, but I don't know, I feel like kind of just like putting stuff on my face, talking to you guys. I had a thought that maybe I would go through all of the like oldest makeup or the cheapest makeup. I'm not entirely sure. And then maybe in a separate video, I'll do like my newest makeup or my most expensive. I don't know. I mean, a bunch of people do that. I saw Caitlin Costello do that back in December. She was doing variations of those types of videos. And it's always fun and interesting to see how, you know, affordable makeup really is fine. And sometimes it can be just very inexpensive and still really work. So yes, not sure when I'm going to be posting this. It's like an impromptu video. I don't have it scheduled at all. But lately I have been going to bed like super early. Like I'll start with, let's start. I think I'm going to avoid all of my Shop My Stash and my Project Pan items, just simply because that is literally all I go into at the moment. I've been doing a lot of shorts and some of you have been enjoying them, so that's very lovely of you. But yeah, I've been trying to film every look that I've been doing this week, and it's been going fine. Some days I haven't done my makeup, but I have filmed prior shorts, so I've been able to like fill the gap, as it were. So I just had a look, and I think out of all of my primers, these potentially could be my oldest ones. I've got the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, and I have the Poreless Putty from e.l.f. Now, I used to have the trio set where you get this one, you get the Luminous one, potentially it was called the Luminous one, and then another one. And I finished all of the trios a few years ago, and I really enjoyed the Poreless one. Honestly, I feel like it's like the third time that I've bought this, because I do remember buying this in the US when I was in America. Now, it was a very long time ago, but not obviously this specific one, but I did have another one. Anyway, so I think I'm going to use this around my pores, just for funsies, and then we will use the Hollywood Flawless Filter, because I think honestly all the other primers in my collection I've bought after I bought this one, which is surprising to me. So yeah, for whatever reason, I just wanted to sit down and film and talk to you guys. I think in my last Shop My Stash, I really didn't feel like talking. I was feeling pretty frail. And you know, I kind of didn't want to be a Debbie Downer and always be miserable on camera. I think that's what it is. Not that I'm saying like I'm so much better now, whatever, but I guess I'm feeling a little bit better. So, or maybe I just feel like I need to talk to someone, or I would like to talk to someone, and you guys are here. So it's actually my partner's birthday this weekend, and I think we're gonna go shopping somewhere that we've never been before, because there's a store that we want to go into, but it's like half an hour away. We've never been to this city, and so we're going to do a little bit of exploring with our son. And honestly, it's been a while since we've done something like this where we haven't really felt too guilty about going, because we always, if we did go somewhere, would leave our dog at home. And, you know, he didn't like, at the end of the day, towards like, he never liked being left alone, let's be real. But towards like the end, when he got older, it really became like a pain in the butt to leave him, because he was very needy and sweet and lovely and just not wanting to be alone. So we really ended up like not doing anything with our lives for the last few years, to be fair, because, you know, or if we did, one of us would go out while the other one stayed with the dog. You know, Portugal is okay with dogs, but it's not super dog friendly. Like it's not like France, where for the most part you can go to all the restaurants and bring your dog. And honestly, the same in the UK. Like the UK is very dog friendly, where they have like dog bowls everywhere and you can go to the pub and bring your dog and whatnot. It's not like that here. I can see it becoming like that eventually, but I think it's just still a little bit behind. So, you know, it's not like we really were able to take him too many places when we did go out because it's just not super dog friendly. So, you know, now that he's passed, it has actually like opened up the door for us to be, you know, a little bit more adventurous, have a little bit more freedom, and, you know, not feel guilty about leaving the house for several hours at a time. Because, you know, there's no one here like depending on us and waiting on us. So, you know, in a really like twisted way, that's kind of like been a little bit of a blessing and something that, you know, we've been like knowing it would happen eventually. Obviously not wanting it really to happen at the end of the day, but the inevitable is the inevitable. And so, you know, you always know that, you know, these things happen. And we always said like once he passes, and we were saying this for a good couple of years, we're really not wanting to get any other pet, at least for several years. Obviously, this could definitely change over time because I love dogs. I have grown up with dogs. My parents had 2 Cocker Spaniels when I was born. I think they like literally, I grew up with them. And I think it was only like a year or 2 years after they had passed that we got a Cocker Spaniel, then we got another Cocker Spaniel, and then we had another Cocker Spaniel. And I grew up all 3 Cocker Spaniels all throughout my teens, and then literally probably 9 months after I lost my Cocker Spaniel, like the family one that really was truly my sweetheart, we ended up with Rascal, our little Boston Terrier, who has sadly just passed. So, you know, it really, I don't even think I've gone a whole year without having a dog in my life or a dog in the family. But Rascal really was my first adult dog. You know, I got him, well, we got him, my partner bought him for me, but obviously he was our dog. I was 22 years old, and I'm 35 right now. So yeah, he lasted a long time. It was nice. I think this is potentially my oldest foundation at the moment. We're not going for like the cheapest, I've realized, because obviously I did Charlotte Tilbury, but I think we're gonna go for like older stuff. So I'm gonna go into this Wet n Wild Photo Focus. So yeah, we've also, like, I met my partner when I was 21, and I moved in with him probably like 8 months later. And we got Rascal, yeah, pretty much like a year after we had met, maybe a little bit past that, but not really quite much. But yeah, I was 22. I think we got him in August. And so I think we got him and then I turned 23. But still, like, he was 12 and a half when he passed. My timeline might be a little bit off, but anyway, whatever. Throughout our whole relationship, pretty much, we've had Rascal. So it honestly is a huge gap in just the dynamic of our relationship in a way. And something that has been a little jarring, you know, not only are we losing a family member, which very much so, you know, we both consider pets to be a family member, but, you know, it was always the 3 of us, obviously before we had our son. And we were together a long time before we had any children. So, you know, it was really like the dynamic that we knew. And it worked. And then obviously we had my son in 2020. I think, yeah, I was 30 when I was pregnant. So, I think I turned 30 and I was still pregnant, had him at 30 years old, and yeah, had him in 2020, which was another interesting year. But anyway, so that changed like the whole dynamic of things. And obviously having a child and a small child, a child that depends on you quite a bit more than a dog would ever really depend on you. Let's be real. Obviously pets and animals, they do rely on us humans very much so. We give them shelter, we feed them, we love them and whatnot, but they're also a little bit more independent than the little baby and the little toddler. So that again changed the dynamic of everything. And we kind of felt it with Rascal too. Like for the first, initially, I think the first year he was okay. But when Sebastian, my son, would start crawling and like be a lot more active, Rascal was very, I would say, very heartbroken because a lot of obviously attention was given to our son. Not that we didn't give attention to our doggy, let's be real, but you know, he was the baby. And we always joke that he was the OG baby, and he really was. He was our OG baby. And to an extent, you know, he will always be that. I will always consider him my little superstar. Oh, what am I doing? Oh my gosh, I just like went into my Shop My Stash. Sorry, I'm not thinking correctly. I literally just grabbed this, which I pulled from my Shop My Stash. I don't want to use this. Let's use something else. Okay, so I think my oldest powder is my Glowish at this point, but I also think my NYX is as well. So we're going to use both of them. So I did pull this from Shop My Stash, but it's fine. I'm going to put this under my eyes because I cannot imagine putting this under my eyes at this point. It's just the wrong color completely. So we're going to do this. But yeah, as I was saying, like the dynamic completely changed and shifted when we had our son. And Rascal, our doggy, really kind of changed quite a bit. He got very anxious and a little stressed out. And honestly, I think it was where we were living in the UK. It was pretty cramped. We were going to move, but then, you know, 2020 happened. We didn't end up moving to a bigger place. We ended up staying at the really small place that we had that worked for us because we had a 2-bed, but the second bedroom I had turned into my office. And so we didn't need any more until obviously we had our son, and he stayed in our room for a while, but then obviously, you know, he needs his own space. So we were definitely needed to move out at some point. And I think we were just really, really cramped with just everything. It was a pretty small place. All right, before I continue powdering, I'm going to go into my Sosie Jackson. This is like a stick bronzer. This potentially might not be my oldest bronzer, but I haven't used it in a while, and it is pretty old. So we're just going to we're going with the flow at the moment, right? I don't know really what I'm doing, but I'm looking very, very pale and I need to fix this. So that Wet n Wild is probably just the wrong shade for me. So yeah, anyway, I don't know what I'm talking about. I think he just became like a different doggy at the end of the day. And then when we moved here, we have so much more space here. It actually was such a blessing because he had this huge garden and space in the house. You know, we have multiple rooms, bedrooms, and upstairs, and it just really opened our whole life, but also Rascal's life too. So that was really nice to be able to give him that quality of life. Honestly, for the last few years, we've been here probably 3 years at this point. So you know, when I think back to you know, he had a good life because he had a great life in Florida. We were in the UK for a while and he was happy up until a point, and then he wasn't very happy, which we weren't either, you know, when we were all cramped. There was just not enough space for the 4 of us where we were living. Even though a Boston Terrier is a small dog, he took up a lot of room, a lot of heart. He had the biggest personality and character, the funniest dog you will ever meet in your life. My whole family found him hilarious. They always thought he was like a little alien, like he literally didn't act like a dog sometimes. But he was also like the sweetest thing because I think he was very empathetic. I think he was an empath. I think he felt like whenever I was upset, he drastically felt that. Whenever I probably felt anxious, he felt that too. So I kind of blame myself for the fact that he probably got a little anxious later on in life because I did too. And I think he picked up on that. And I think dogs are very intuitive and they do pick up on that. But he was the sweetest, kindest thing. He never hurt anything. He loved all animals. He honestly didn't even care about animals like cats. He couldn't care less. We had actually a cat when we were living in Florida and then came over to the UK. So he grew up with a little cat, and he's always been fine with cats and other dogs too. So he's never been like a yappy dog. I don't know. Maybe I just wanted to talk about my dog in right here. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm gonna go into this. This like I definitely feel like oxidized over the years, so I'm not like a huge fan. I'm just gonna go over probably just where I went over with that bronzer. Because honestly, this potentially could just be like a bronzer shade for me. I really feel like it's too dark, especially like nowadays. But anyway, we're just gonna use this, be done with it. I haven't used that in a really long time, so I just feel like I feel good about using stuff that I haven't used in a while. I'm gonna go back into HD and just sort of get rid of some of this shine and this glow. But yeah, otherwise, back to what I was originally saying. So yeah, we're gonna go on like a little adventure tomorrow. Do a little bit of shopping. It's my partner's birthday on Sunday, but like, you know, the way we do it, it's like, it's my birthday weekend. So, and actually he wanted to do this. He never wants to go shopping, but he wants to go do this thing. So we're gonna go do that. And we were gonna go to this steakhouse, but I looked up to try and book it and it closed down. So we're gonna have to find somewhere else. I'm gonna go into this. This is the e.l.f. Multi-Dimensional Face and Body Shimmer. It's from their Retro Paradise collection that came out, I think, in 2020. This is pretty old. This is kind of showing its age at this point. I do have a massive pan and I actually kind of like this. So I'm gonna just put this, it's like it gives a nice little glow on the skin. So anyway, maybe this year we'll feel a little bit like, I don't know, we'll get a little bit more adventurous. So that's a thing that I guess I'm trying to, you know, think a little positively about life. I'm not gonna lie though, this week has been pretty tough. So this is the first full week back that I've been at work because I was supposed to be back at work a full week last week, but I got the flu the week prior. So yeah, it's just been like a double whammy. Like as soon as New Year's hit, I got the flu. That was literally 2 days after my dog passed away, and I was in bed for 5 days and then missed a couple days for work because I just needed to like still recoup. There was no way I was able to go back at work on that Monday. So I actually went back to work on the Wednesday last week. This is pretty. I don't know if it's gonna come up on camera. I think it just gives a beautiful, like, natural glow, dare I say it. I think it's very, very natural, so I really do like that. Anyway, so yeah, there's that. So this week has been this Friday, so just finished my first long week, and the beginning of the months are tough because I have to present reports for all of my clients of the previous month's like sales and whatnot. And you know, depending on how their month has gone, those calls can go one way or the other. But for the most part, like we work with really great people. So thankfully I didn't have any negative things really to discuss this week, but it was quite a lot to take on, especially since like we coming back on, like I worked the 3 days last week. I was still like very, very ill. Obviously recovering still this last weekend, not to mention like mentally trying to recover from like the shock of what I feel like we've been through, because I think it was a massive shock. Trying to get back into the swing of things and being quite active. That's why I've been doing like shorts and stuff and still doing my makeup, because I feel like if I hadn't done my makeup all those days when I potentially wasn't filming or working or having to do my makeup, then I probably would have felt worse. I think there's something about putting your makeup on that just gives you a little bit of life left, or like gives you some energy. Like at least for me, I feel like it gives me energy. So me doing this late at night on a Friday is probably not the best thing. Okay, I haven't used this blush in a really long time, and I think this is definitely one of my older blushes at this point. So this is from Bay Zero. I actually don't even know if this brand exists, but I got this it was in one of those subscription beauty boxes back in the day that I used to do, and it's the shade Making Moves. It's like a shimmer blush. It's really, really beautiful. I don't know why I don't go into it more. I have to be honest with you. I don't know why, because every time I look at it, I'm like, that is beautiful. And definitely like something that I should be going into, but anyway, and we're gonna just do a little bit. You could see it's pretty pigmented. It also comes with a little mirror, so it's pretty good for like traveling, but look how pigmented that is. That's crazy. So yeah, we're just gonna like put this on. You know, we don't have to be work appropriate today. I'm done with work. So anyway, I think we're just gonna have some fun. We're just gonna do this, have some fun. Hopefully you're all doing well. I actually put a vitamin C tablet in some water here, so I'm just drinking this at the same time because I'm trying to get my immune system up. I cannot have another flu like I've just had. It honestly, I think it was the worst flu that I've ever had in my life. Anyway, it's also my brother's birthday today. I actually did something I haven't done in a while, and I got him a pretty expensive gift. I hope he appreciates it if he's watching this video, which he doesn't really watch my videos. He does like my shorts on TikTok though. I've noticed that he's liking my videos on TikTok. But anyway, he's a bit older than me, not too much, but he's like 5.5 years older than me. And I got him a really nice like Armani watch. It was just on Amazon because that's like the easiest way for me to gift people anything who are still in the UK, because obviously I don't live in the UK, so I just go on Amazon, buy mostly stuff, everything there, and it's just obviously ships within 1 or 2 days. So I got him a really nice Armani black plated like platinum watch. I don't think I've ever got him such a bougie gift before, but I really kind of failed him on his birthday last year because he turned 40 last year, and yeah, I pretty much failed him last year. I didn't really get him anything special. And then for Christmas, we just get each other like the silly little gifts. So I wanted to like splash out a little, so I feel a bit good about that. But yeah, it would have been nice to see him and just see my family in general. I think it's, I don't know, especially like during a time like this, I kind of feel like I need that. And you know, there's been some other things going on in our extended family that have really like rocked the boat as well, and like been really truly awful. So yeah, it has not been a good year for my sort of world in a way. All right, so we're not going to go into an older palette, but I have only gone into my Peach Perfect from Gourmande Girls once, and I'm kind of feeling in the mood to go into some greens, and I think it's time. I was waiting till the spring, maybe potentially March, April time to go back into this, but I really feel like it's time, and I feel kind of bad that I've only used it the once. It was really, really beautiful when I used it too. So I think we're gonna go into this. Just put up on the screen what it looks like. It is absolutely stunning. All right, so I'm gonna go into Life's a Peach, and I think I've never used the shade, so we will see how it goes. It's kind of like more of a muted one, so I'm not entirely sure. I might just go minty because I think Peach Please, I went into it before and I think it was a very pretty shade. But yeah, we're just gonna go into this and have some fun. But yeah, it's like I said, it's not been a good start of the year. I know obviously in other parts of the world as well. You look at what's happening in California, that's kind of shocking. You know, it's just, I feel like everywhere you look in the world, people are struggling and suffering. So if you are having a good start to the year, I would definitely say that you are blessed at this point, and just enjoy it and cherish it, because it's bad when it's rough, you know, like it's pretty yeah, it's not the best, especially when you see like other people saying, oh, I've had such a great start to the year, or I've had such a great end of year, and are very hopeful and excited and stuff. And the you know, the adult in me is happy for them, of course, because everyone's in their own situation, and you know, we're all in our own little line, like we're all following whatever destiny that we're supposed to follow, whatever fate brings us, right? And what will be. But it's tough. It really is when you're on the other side and you're not feeling those, or you know, things are not all peachy dory. It's actually pretty hard. So Yeah, this week, I feel like this blush is crazy. I'm just looking at it. I feel like it's a little crazy. I'm just gonna tone it down a little bit. But this week, yeah, has been pretty hard, pretty rough, and just in general, not even this week, like the last 2 weeks. What am I talking about? All right, they've got another shade that's almost identical, which is over here. I'm just gonna see what that looks like. I mean, it is lighter than this one that I just went into, but I'm gonna put it like in the inner part of my lid. And then I think with the mint, which is a bit brighter, I'm gonna put in my inner corner. So this one, yeah, is really not that different at all, but it will give a little bit more lightness to the inner part, which I tend to enjoy. I also mostly cover this part of my eyes with shimmers anyway, so it really doesn't matter. I don't really do what you're supposed to do, but whatever. Anyway, but yeah, generally I'm thankful for all the good stuff in my life. What I did do is I bought a 5-year like one-line diary where every day you're supposed to write like 1 or 2 lines about your day. It could be anything, and then obviously when you look back, like obviously I've started this year and it's been pretty crap. It's been like every like little line that I put, I feel like this is super negative, but this is what I'm feeling. But I'm thinking like hopefully in a year's time when I do 2026, I'll look back and I feel like, well, I'm in such a better place now. You would expect, you would hope, who knows, but so I've started doing that, and I also am a little bit, like I'm trying to be a little bit positive about it too. I'm not trying to be 100% negative when I'm writing in my little, because I actually bought it like more as like an affirmation type of sort of book, or just something to motivate me and give me some inspiration. But I tell you what, it's been pretty difficult this, like just like starting from January 1st on that. I'm going to go into the green. We're just going to do a pop in the inner corner. I really don't know what to do in terms of a shimmer. There's actually really only 2 green shimmers I'm noticing in this palette, which I don't think I ever noticed that. There's tons of mattes in here and there's just 2 green shimmers. I thought there were way more. So I don't know what we're going to be doing. Could potentially go into another palette, but it might be good to... Hope the lighting's okay. I know I'm using a ring light because it's dark, and obviously I have this light on, so probably it's not very balanced very well. I mean, really the only shade that I feel like I can go into is this one, but we do have this really dark one over here. Have I gone into that one? I might not have gone into that one. Maybe I'll use that to like darken out. I don't really think I want to though. Okay, I think let's go into... Well, I do need to deepen out the corners a little bit. So I'm going to go into Want a Peach of Me. Do you want a peach of me? And we're using some weird brushes just because they're all clean. So I just figured let's just use them. But yeah, we're just going to do a little bit, not too much because I don't want it too dark. But if I'm going to do a little bit of a dark shimmer, I feel like I should lay down a little bit of a matte. My mom also got me something for Christmas because I was kind of feeling a little miserable and a little down. Honestly, even before Christmas came about, I really wasn't feeling very Christmassy. I just felt like it just happened all too fast and I wasn't ready for it. And honestly, it didn't even feel like Christmas here because it was so hot. It felt like the summer had come, and I don't know, I like my seasons, and it just kind of threw me off completely. And I think work was really stressful all the way up until Christmas too, so I didn't even feel like I really enjoyed the build up of it. So she ended up getting me a book that is like 365 days of inspirational, I guess, I don't know what they are. I don't know. I think they're like quotes from the Bible, and I'm not a religious person. I'm not an atheist by any means, of course. Like my dad is a minister. Like he doesn't practice anymore, but he grew up in Texas. Let's tell you that much. And we are very spiritual people in our family. But funny story, I was never baptized or anything like that. And then when my dad and my mom came over in August, they actually, like my dad baptized me and my son and my mom, because my mom never been baptized too. Believe it or not, she just had never. So we actually all got baptized by him. It was really, really special. And he does still have like the ability to do that officially too. So anyway, this book has got like little verses that you read, or like inspirational little quotes that you're supposed to read every single day. And she got it in hopes that it would uplift me and everything. And even that, like, I've tried to read some of the pages, because it's just like a little paragraph that you read every single day, just to remind you of, like, you know, be kind to yourself, you know, all the things that I always say that I want to do. So it's nothing of the abnormal for me, but you know, it's strange coming from her, especially since of the two, my dad has always been far more religious than anyone else in my family. So it was strange that it came from her, but even like then, I do feel as though I'm just trying to find some like inner peace. And I think, yeah, I've been put in a position where, you know, it's a struggle. It's a struggle, but I'm getting there. It's getting a little difficult, but you know, it's fine. It is what it is. So I'm gonna go into Fuzzball. Oh, this is pretty. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I've ever used this. This is really beautiful. This looked, it is actually really dark though, but this looked less pretty in the pan, but actually that's really pretty. I wish it weren't as dark, but obviously I'm gonna pair it with the other one. It is really pretty. That is though, if you like green, it's gorgeous. I think I'm into my greens because of my hair. I don't know what to do with my hair. I honestly do. I feel like I'm just gonna get another dye tomorrow and go back brown. But then at the same time, I'm like, should I fully commit to the red? I wasn't trying to go red. Honestly, was just trying to give myself some like lighter parts of my hair. And I used the toner and everything, but the toner just did not work. So yeah, my bad. You know, I was like trying to be Brad Mondo or whatever his name is. I even watched one of his videos and I was like, I can do that. I got this. I got this. I can do it. And I've always been one of these people that does my own hair, you know, until like a few years ago where I just like kept going to the hairdresser and then they ruined my hair. So now I'm like have a phobia about going to the hairdresser, but I do feel like I kind of need to go to fix it, but I don't really want to. Okay, now we're going to go into Georgia Peach. So this one I have used before. This is really, really pretty. Oh, it's just pretty, right? It's just, there's no way about it. Whether you like green eyeshadow or not, it's just, you know that this is a gorgeous shade. Like if you are an artist, this is truly a pretty shade. Beautiful. I literally have no idea what I was just talking about. I couldn't even tell you what I was just talking about. I don't really remember. It's gone out of my mind. Honestly, some of you are so nice. I read some of these comments and you guys are really, really lovely, and I feel like I don't deserve it. You know what I mean? I feel like some of you leave the nicest comments and are so sweet and caring, and I feel like I don't really deserve some of your sweet little comments. It's really lovely. It's very odd. I never wanted to have like a parasocial relationship with anybody, and I really don't want that. So, but I also know that I don't respond to every single comment. I mean, I'll give you a heart and everything, and I read them all. But I apologize if I don't respond to every single one of them. It's just sometimes I just don't know what to say. Like it just feels quite intimate in a way. It's almost easier talking on camera than it is like writing a little comment to you guys. But some of you are so lovely and supportive and kind of just get me, which is really nice. Okay, I do think this eyeshadow is a little messy, but I also know that I don't help myself by using an eyeshadow primer. So if I used an eyeshadow primer, it probably wouldn't be as messy, but it is pretty messy. You know what we didn't use? Did we use a concealer? We didn't use a concealer, and I put powder in my eyes. What am I thinking? We didn't put a concealer on. Okay, so I think we're gonna skip concealer because this is my oldest concealer. It is the ABH concealer, and I don't really feel like putting this under my eyes right now, especially since I've already put powder. It will look atrocious. So we're gonna skip it. Even though I look a little like I kind of need it, I mean, I could put something else on. Like, why am I being a little stickler about this? I could put something else on. Okay, let's put a little bit of this. This is the one that I'm currently using in my Shop My Stash. I'm breaking all the rules. This is from Glamshop. I'm gonna just put like a tiny little bit, because I do think that I need to brighten up my eyes a little bit because I have this green. It's probably gonna look really, really bad though, so bear with me. I've been really holding off doing a video that I know I kind of need to do. I don't have to do a video on it, but I said I would, and I kind of feel like if I film it, you guys would want to see it, but I really, really, really need to repress some of my makeup, especially for like my project pan. There's the BH Cosmetics Belgian Waffle, which I haven't touched literally in like a month, because I really want to break up the bronzer that I'm using in there. I think it'll be really helpful for me to be able to hit pan, because right now it's impossible for me to hit pan, like in terms of where all of the shades are. So I've been holding off filming this video. There's some other makeup that I need to fix that's broken as well. So I really should have just done that instead of just sitting here doing my makeup. But we are here now, doing something that I'm just gonna have to wipe off anyway. My under eyes are gonna look really bad, but it's fine. I'm not going anywhere. It's fine. It is quite a thick concealer, and it has brightened up my face. It has. So maybe we change that a little bit. I feel like I need something here. Oh no. Okay, I have to tell you something. I do not like this Glamshop mascara. I do kind of think I'm gonna have to discard it. I'm gonna keep trying it, not on this video, but I really, really hate it. I think it's pretty bad. So we are gonna use the only other mascara that I currently have open, which is the Watch Me mascara from What's Up Beauty. I like this one. It's nice. I really do. It takes some getting used to because it has a special type of wand, but I do like the way that my eyes look after using it. It's just a little bit messy. Sometimes I can be quite messy with it. But we're gonna go into this, and I think this is like $19 or something. It's a little bit up there in terms of a mascara. It's not like a drugstore price, but honestly, drugstore mascaras are getting really expensive anyway. So, you know, a mascara is a mascara. So I do feel like they're worth the price. Some of them, not all of them. Like my favorite one is the Yves Saint Laurent. I love that one. I also have I like the Lancome Hypnotize one as well. I think that one is beautiful. So those are like bougie expensive mascaras for sure, because the Yves Saint Laurent is like, I want to say like £30. Sometimes you get it for like 28 or 27 when it's like Christmas, it's on offer, but otherwise it is very, very expensive, but it definitely is my favorite. And the Hypnos from Lancome, not the new one that they came out a few years ago, but the older version, like the standard Hypnos, not the curved one, just the straight one. I actually really like that as well. I got a mini sample of it though. I never have finished the full size, so maybe the full size is a bit different, but I've always really liked that one as well. Also my MAC-tastic, I had that for a while last year and I finally finished it. I actually really enjoyed that one too, so that's another one where I would pick it back up. And I do think mascara you can get away with buying expensive but also very, very cheap ones. Like obviously I've tried all the Essence ones. I will say I don't think they're as good as the YSL, but it's also about preference, like what type of one that you like. And I think also just the finish. I feel like my lashes need a little bit of curl. They need volume and lengthening. Like they need everything, right? I'm a bit greedy that way. So I think the problem with the Glamshop is it coats the lashes, but it doesn't like add any volume. So it doesn't create the illusion that my lashes are thicker than they really are, which is generally like the vibe of what I go for, I've realized. I do like when mascara separate your lashes, but anyway, that's like a whole lash tangent. I'm so sorry. But you know what? We got to talk about these things. These are important things to talk about. Okay, so this is potentially one of my oldest lip products. It was actually a decluttered item from my mother. She gave this to me. So I don't know how old this is, but this is the Jolly Rouge from Clarins, and it's their shade Papaya. And I figured, because we're going with the Peach Perfect, we got to do some peachy lips. It is a beautiful finish. I do actually really like this finish, but can't wear this color all the time. I just don't think it really works all the time. But because I've got like my kind of, I don't know, orangey hair now, we're gonna go into it. I'm just gonna fully embrace it while I have it. Okay. All right. Should we take the hair down? Let's take the hair down. It's a bit dirty. It's a bit dirty at this point. I'm feeling like I should be bronzier. Maybe I'm just not seeing the lighting the way that you're seeing the lighting. I just feel like the lighting is too white. It's like making me very pale. And I'm not quite sure if I really am that pale. I put a lot of makeup on, but I look very, very pale. So I don't know. But yeah, you can see like it's very light up here because obviously I had like tons of gray hair here, and then it's gone. Like I really like this color. Like I like whatever this color is, but it's really like this part, which is very, it's like ginger spice. And honestly, she was my favorite. So I do kind of feel like ginger spice. It's taken me a while, but I finally got there. I finally became my ginger. So I've actually had red hair before. I had like hair this color before when I was a teenager. And I'm pretty sure I've had this color before too, but it would have been like a long time ago. It's been a while since I've had like proper like orange hair. So, but anyway, we're gonna go with it. And it might change. It might change in the next few days. I'm not gonna lie. We'll see. We'll see how much I can do. We'll see how it fades as I wash it. If it gets worse or kind of just like stays the same. I feel like if I just fix the roots, maybe it won't be so bad, because honestly I kind of don't mind this part because it's kind of a mahogany browny red, which is fine by me. I just make this part just is very light. So it's probably just all in my head too. You know when like you as a person see things worse than other people see them for the most part, but I also know there's like tons of patchiness as well. I've seen that on video. I know it's there. Don't say it's not there. I know it's there. And I've also seen it in the mirror. But anyway, that is my little video. I'm not quite sure what the intent was behind it. I just wanted to talk a little bit. I think one of the things that I wanted to try to do this year, just like as a side topic, maybe potentially try to like reach out to some of you and maybe explore those friendships a little bit more, just because you have been so nice. And there's actually quite a lot of creators here on YouTube or Instagram that have been supportive of me and friendly. And I have been still a little bit standoffish because, you know, as much as I talk about my real life on camera and on the internet, I also do want to keep some sense of privacy and protection around my family, just because, you know, you never know. But I do think that I probably should start exploring some friendships. You know, I think it's probably about time. I need to stop being so standoffish. And I feel like I have hairs all over here. Like I'm getting really itchy. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, that's something that I plan to do. Just be like a little bit of a better friend, maybe a better communicator. I'm very, very bad at messaging people. So that's another thing that I kind of want to do. Not that I'm talking about like New Year's resolutions, because we're kind of past that, but it is kind of that. It is kind of that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. I don't know what the next one's going to be. Probably like my project pan or my project level up. I still haven't yet to film those. Not that they're very exciting because I'm still trying to get through stuff, but who knows? By the time it posts and I film it, maybe I will have some really good updates. who knows? So yeah, thank you so much. I will see you all when I see you. Bye!